Yeah! Alright. Got us an ice box, so didn't know much about the style, and actually Matt from Massive Beer Reviews just did this beer on one of his reviews, so I'll post a link down to that one, and seem to have lots of cool information on this beer. Wish if I can remember any of that. I'll try and repeat that. 12% ale, German ale here, so 12,200. I'm guessing that's December 2020. That's my best guess here. So let's pour this beer. You know what I'm saying?
Adventus, there was an ice box. Ew, Adventus, deep powder and sun. There was an ice box. What the fuck? 12%. Extra strong beer. What the fuck? Adventus is here. Adventus, there was an ice box. Ew, Adventus, deep powder and sun. There was an ice box. What the fuck? 12%. Extra strong beer. What the fuck? Adventus is here. Adventus, there was an ice box. Ew, Adventus, deep powder and sun. There was an ice box.
Okay. Sorry for ripping off Slick Rick a bit. Anyway, this smells fucking awesome. So, what I learned off Matt's review is this is just basically froze down like an ice beer. So, Eisbock, that must be the German way of saying something to do with ice, freezing or something. Smells very, very rich. 12% beer. Very dark. A bit of transparency seen through it, a bit of red, very dark mahogany. Very kind of foamy, frothy. Well, not so frothy. You know what I mean? Not the densest head in the world, but it's, you know, a lot of malt. Oh. Yeah. I'll put this up here. Matt was talking about whether or not they had changed the label, so I'll give a good label shot here. Anyway, yeah, it's a sipping beer. Got a fair bit of burn to it. Fair bit of prune. Dark, chocolatey. A lot of booze behind that, but it is behind it, so it's not really booze right out front exactly. Head's dissipating. Like a very raisiny aroma. Yeah, raisin, prune, alcohol behind that, a lot of dark malts. This is a wheat beer, Weizen Eisbock. It's an ale. I didn't read that at first. I thought it was a lager because it's a bock, right? But it says ale. Yeah, and it's like, this is probably the most raisin like I've got out of a beer. Like, it smells exactly like raisins. And prunes a bit. Wow. The flavors don't morph a whole lot. It's just very strong flavors. Kind of getting a real nice kind of CO2 vapor mixed with raisins. I don't know. It's a fucking prune bomb. Raisin fucking prune bomb. I'd say it's fucking awesome. You had to pay a bit of money for this, about $7, I think. Does appear to be bottle conditioned. I mean, there's a huge layer of sediment there. Definitely looks like it's yeast. Not a whole lot of hops. I'm assuming this is from Germany. There's a lot of information here. I should have read that first. Well, it tastes really good. This is the first Eisbock I've ever had. I definitely recommend picking this up. It's actually pretty smooth for 12%. Nothing that I think you won't be able to handle. A lot of raisins, a lot of prune, but in a very good way. Like sometimes with imperial stouts, and I get a lot of pruny, raisiny, and a lot of esters and shit that I'm not a fan of in some of them. And maybe some people are, I don't know. But with this, it's a lot of raisin, a lot of prune, but totally drinkable. Boozy. And I don't mind beers that are a bit boozy. The aroma is really fabulous off this. It is a very thick beer because it's been froze down, but at the same time, it does have a bit of a watery texture to the beer, and I think maybe that has something to do with the wheat. Sometimes, like wheat beers are like extra smooth and creamy, and kind of light in a certain way. So I'm just attributing that to. I'm assuming that's what that's from. Almost like a typical wheat beer head, actually. See that type of thing on a lot of wheat beers. I'm definitely happy with it. I thought that I would be. It's the only thing I could have saw going wrong with this would be a little bit too strong, a little bit too boozy, a little bit too intense. And it's actually quite mellow for being a 12% beer. And of course, you're getting some booze for sure out of it, but it's still quite drinkable. Just a scary thought. Strong yet subtle in some ways. I'm just milking it. Gotta think of a rate for this one. It's gonna be a little tricky. Pretty good aftertaste. I think I got a 9 3/4 this out of 11. Yeah. Somewhere between 9 3/4 and a 10 for me out of 11. I think that it'd be somewhere around that for most people. Definitely recommend picking this up. It's kind of like a beer everyone needs to try. I would highly recommend trying this. Extra cool, and I'm out. Yeah.